control. You've lost control. Another night and the same thing. It feels like nothing's changing. Let your demons out and play. Go and watch them demonstrate how to let your evil out and give in to the pain. Let your demons out and play. Go and watch them demonstrate how to let your evil out and give in to the pain. Another night and the same shitty bar. Another girl that tear me apart. Every day feels like it's repeating. Do you ever feel like life lacks a meaning? Well, I can tell you why. Let your demons out and play. Go and watch them demonstrate how to let your evil out and give in to the pain. Let your demons out and play. Go and watch them demonstrate how to let your evil out and give in to the pain.
And now for your weekly dose of metal. Here are your hosts, Morgan Danielle and Luco Blaze on The Metal Experience.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are The Metal Experience. I am Morgan Danielle with Charlie.
What's that?
And Luco is MIA right now, doing God knows what, God knows where. We opened the song with two badass tracks. First, from Those Dirty Thieves, the song No Sleep, which was from the band's New Blood EP, came out last March. Currently, they're recording at the Nook, and they are going to have a brand new EP ready called The Divide, which comes out April 20th. So be ready for that. And the second song that we heard was by our friends at Interdependence, and that was Let Your Demons Out and Play, and that was off of the band's album Human. Check all those bands out, and tonight we have a punk band. Not too often we get one of these. Very excited. And please help us welcome Eddy and the Arsons. And Eddy himself is here with us tonight. How are you, Eddy?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
Good, good, good.
All right.
Thanks
all right.
for making the trip out here, man.
Oh, no problem. Thanks for having us, or me, because the rest of my guys couldn't make it.
Well, I want to know where the Arsons are.
Well, they're apparently burning stuff, and
Yes.
we're a little too busy to make it out tonight. But they're here in spirit. Cheers.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to talk everything about Eddy and the Arsons tonight, how you started your project and everything behind the scenes. Because when we first met you, Eddy, you were actually in a band called Designing the Flaw back in the day, which were a badass metal band. And this is a complete kind of opposite sound for you, which is awesome. So tell us a little bit about Eddy and Arsons and how you started this project.
Well, it started as just a side project, personal thing I was going to do. I wanted to do a solo record, and what ended up coming out for the first song that I did was a pop punk cover of It's So Hard to Say Goodbye to Yesterday by Boys to Men. And
What?
I really liked how it turned out, and I was like, you know what, that's it. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a punk record. And so I just started doing it. I was still in Designing the Flaw at the time. We weren't really able to get together and practice too often or anything, so it's just something I started doing. Wanted to do something really melodic and energetic, but yet still kind of edgy. And wanted to take my first crack at playing guitar because I've always just been a vocalist in bands. And so this was my first time to dust off my guitar and make my own music for once.
Nice. So before you, when you started the project, did you have an idea that you were going to be a solo artist, or did you want people to play with you in the project live?
Well, I first just started recording songs and writing songs, and maybe a couple songs in was when Designing the Flaw decided to call it quits. And so I decided at that point that I was just going to make Eddy and the Arsons my main thing. I really loved Designing the Flaw, and I had a great time with those guys. They were amazing and talented musicians. And we had such fun shows that we played, and it was just great. But, all good things come to an end, and, musically I wanted to keep making music and writing music, so I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to do this for now. And then it was one of my friends hit me up and was like, hey, man, what are you going to do? You want to jam these songs? You want to play live or what? He's all, if you want to play, I'll play the drums for you, and just come on by and bring a guitar and we could jam. And I was like, I don't know, might be fun, but I'll think about it. And then talked to him a couple more times about it, and I was like, you know what the hell? So and it was a friend of mine named Jason Henrici. He was the first drummer that I had for playing live shows. And from there, I recruited my buddy Adam, who was an amazing guitar player. I was in a band called Early April with him for quite a few years back in the early 2000s. And he sang backup harmonies on the first track on our album, What's Happening to Me. And I kidded with him when he was recording it, and I said, if I ever start a punk band out of this, dude, you should play bass and sing backup harmonies for me, haha. Laughing about it because he's such an amazingly talented guitar player. To get him to play bass for me would be like crazy. But I ended up convincing him to come play bass for me.
Nice.
And sing backup harmonies. So it worked out pretty good. And then in October, Jason had to leave the band, just personal things and just too much for him to keep going. So it was hard to see him go because he helped me start it to become, a band rather than just like a home solo project per se.
Was Eddy and the Arsons always the working title, or was it under something else until you got people to kind of help you out with your live stuff?
No, I just started it as Eddy and the Arsons, just a spin off of my name. I was like, what would I call myself if I was a band with just me,
Yeah.
And my last name is Larson, so I just dropped the L. And, well, in Designing the Flaw, I went by Arson Wills, so I just kind of stuck with the whole taking the L off my last name, Arson.
That works. Yeah.
And, was just like, screw it, Eddy and the Arsons. It's kind of like, Eddy and the Cruisers or whatever other bands, but it's punk rock, so Arsons works good because you think of, punk rock, you think of burning shit and blowing shit up, I guess. I don't know.
So for your influences, were you originally a punk artist or did you get into metal first?
I've always loved all kinds of music. When I first started getting into playing and writing music, and I learned how to play guitar, all I was playing was metal and punk. I was real into like Metallica and Nirvana and the Misfits and the Ramones, and I was kind of all over the place musically. So that's where a lot of my influence just came naturally from, just everything I was listening to. But I've always loved punk rock and I've always loved metal. Really, that's it.
Absolutely. Well, you brought an awesome album that you actually have physical copies for, too, for those listening that want to grab one of these. You brought Wall of Text with you. And where did you record this?
I recorded it at my house on my laptop right there in Riverdale, Illinois, on the south side in the ghetto.
Just you recording on a laptop?
Yeah.
Just all the instruments on the laptop, or did you have a microphone that you set up to record through?
I set up a microphone to record vocals, and then I recorded all the guitars directly in and then programmed all the drums to what I would play if I was a drummer.
Okay. Well, let's introduce the world to Eddy and the Arsons. The Metal Experience audience I know is eager to hear. What is the first two tracks that you would like to play?
Let's see. Off the record, you could start with Wall of Text, and then let's play My Advice to You after that.
All right, here we go. Eddy and the Arsons.
Let's not get personal. The writing's on the wall. Everyone has their opinion. I hope it sucks you in. All this time I've wasted staring at a wall of text.
Hey, this is Eric from the Sons of Rot, and you're listening to the Metal Experience.
All right, we are back. Morgan Danielle once again with Charlie for the Metal Experience, and we are here with Eddy, the one and only Eddy from Eddy and the Arsons. And we just heard two awesome tracks off of their album, Wall of Text, and that, my friends, was Wall of Text and My Advice to You. Tell us, Eddy, a little bit about what those songs were about.
Well, Wall of Text is about Facebook drama / cell phone and computer addiction.
Boom.
It's pretty much taking a sarcastic approach to, not only myself, but almost everybody I see nowadays that's just completely glued to social media on their phones.
Mm-hmm. It's a hard habit to break.
It is, totally. But, if you think about it, I used to go to the mall when I was younger, back in the day before anybody had cell phones, and you wouldn't see, see people walking around, hanging out, But if you go to the mall now, you see, droves of people walking in unison, staring at their phones.
Yeah.
It's
kind of
pathetic.
It is, and it's essentially a ridiculous picture to see if you think about it. It's like what are we coming
They're
to?
probably talking to the person that's next to them on their phone.
They probably are.
I mean, it's kind of stupid.
A lot of people do that nowadays. They'll talk smack about somebody in the room to somebody just on their phone, text them and stuff.
Yeah. I'm guilty. I've done it before.
I have
but
too. I'm not gonna lie.
it's such a dumb thing that technology has just taken away the social ability to interact with people in person. You're so reliant on a technology device now that it's like, if you were to ask the generation coming up now, how to talk to people, I guarantee, their respect, their just the way that they're with other people is just not going to be the same as
totally
it was
agree.
when we were growing up.
Definitely. It's I don't understand how people use Tinder, you know?
I don't either.
Like you just swipe and then like I don't get that. I've never used
What
that.
an
You know,
insult!
call me old
Oh,
fashioned.
bitch, be ugly. Swipe left.
You know, but I mean, you think about it, it's like, you know, people could talk all this stuff on the internet or you know, back up and retype what they were thinking about, but you know, how does that work when you're just like swiping to meet somebody for a hookup? It's like,
Well, nobody would know except you, but even then,
how does that work though? You know, I mean, you show up and do you even talk, or do you just like text like the person that's in front of you?
So aren't
before you hook
you
up?
like once you're swiping to say that you accept and you like them, doesn't it give them like a little notification saying, "Hey, somebody liked you"? You can respond to that by sending a message.
I think so. I'm not really sure.
Not
how
that I'm ever
works.
going to use Tinder because I think it's the dumbest fucking invention
Right.
ever for like a dating app.
It's like, hey, here's an app for your phone. It's called AIDS.
Right? Yeah, that's pretty much all social media that's on your phone. Stupid. All right, so wallet text, corruption of social media, and all that bullshit that goes along with having a cell phone and the stupidity behind
And the
internet.
drama that ensues and how people are
Right.
addicted to the drama.
Now,
believe it or not.
is there a reason why you wanted to play my advice to you right after that for our listeners? Because on the CD it was further down, or is it not the same meaning?
I just like that song. That song has a lot of meaning to me because I wrote it for my son, and he was going through a real hard time, and you know, he was really just worrying me with, you know, things that was going on at school, and you know, I have no control over. He was getting bullied and stuff, and you know, he was just really having a hard time, and so I wrote that song, you know, for him, just kind of my thoughts about his situation, and
Has he heard it?
Oh yeah, he loves. He's like one of my.
Aw.
He's not one of my biggest fans. He is my biggest fan. He knows all my words, all my songs, and it's great.
And see, that's where you know that you've made a difference, is knowing that your children enjoy your music, that they can brag about you to other people about your music. That's something to be really proud of.
Yeah, it really truly is. He was bragging about me at his school's open house this year. He was telling his music teacher, "Oh yeah, my dad's in a band. You got to check out Eddy and the Arsons." I'm like, "All right, dude."
I mean, you have physical copies. He's like a promoter.
He's dishing out websites. He's like, go to eddyandthearsons.com. You can check him out on Spotify. I'm like, wow, check you out, dude. I'm going to hire you to do some online promotion for me.
You should. You should get him to be in your
Yeah.
like Instagram and YouTube videos and promote you.
Yeah, I'll teach him how to play drums, and maybe he can, you know, play drums for me.
There you go. Make it a
eventually.
family band.
Right.
It's practically your name in it. So tell us a little bit about how your writing process works. Obviously, it's just you. You said that when we were on a break, you write everything and then you hire the band. So how do you sit down to write a full song with instruments involved?
You know, it's weird. When I first started as a musician, I started playing guitar. And then I wanted to be like Kurt Cobain, so I learned how to sing and play guitar. And then a couple of my buddies were jamming, and I just jumped on the mic and started singing. And they were like, dude, you got a cool voice. Why don't you sing for us? So from that point forward, I was just a vocalist. I barely ever played a guitar. I was always just singing for bands for a good 15 to 20 years. And I've always had a guitar and would just kind of mess around once in a while. Some bands I was in, I might contribute like a riff or something here and there. But I've always just wanted to secretly inside, you know, play guitar and sing and write my own songs. So I picked up a guitar to kind of help. I almost chopped my thumb off
What?
like a year and a half ago.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it was some dumb shit. I was closing a window and almost lost my thumb. So, as a part
It's
of
the simplest things in life that can be so scary.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was on a Labor Day. I remember it was pretty crazy. It was at night. It was hot, and I was like, I just need to open up a window, and I went to open up a window and pushed my hand right through it. And, yeah, I still have nerve damage. I have like no feeling in my thumb. It's weird. But as a part of my recovery to help get my thumb back in order, I started playing guitar again, and it hurt like hell at first, but it got me just back into playing guitar and brought me back to when I was younger. 11, 12 years old, learning how to play guitar, and brought me back to that mentality of myself when I was, just a happier person. I felt, it brought me back to good feelings, being a kid again, and ultimately what just came out just is punk rock. But almost every time I pick up a guitar, I start writing something, and the second I start writing it, it's like I hear the whole song in my head already. It's weird, but I don't know, maybe it's just the part of me that was just a vocalist, understands what I want the song to be. But everything comes pretty quickly once I pick up the guitar and start messing around. I wrote this album, Wall of Text. I wrote, recorded, and everything in 2 months. So,
Wow,
That's amazing.
thanks.
Now, did all 10 tracks that you had written, was that everything that you had wrote, or did you have more that you had to eliminate a bunch of them?
Well, there's one song that I left off the album, but it was just a cover song, that cover of the Boys to Men track. But that was just due to licensing issues. I didn't have the money to pay for the cover license to put the song out on the record.
So that's more or less like a song that you would play live.
Play live.
Basically.
I have it available for free download on our website because I'm not trying to make money off of it. I just want people to enjoy the song if they like it.
Yeah.
But and then after the record, I put out a single on my birthday, another song called "When Your Past Comes Back." Just a little standalone single song I wrote after the record, which was kind of about the experience of starting Eddy and the Arsons. Through Reverb Nation, we won an opportunity to play this giant punk festival in Canada called the Envol at Macadam. And it's really huge. We would have been opening for Propagandhi.
What?
And it was, the submission opportunity through Reverb Nation. And we won it. They were going to pay for our flights and our hotels, and we would have played at this giant festival 2 days in a row.
So you said would've. What happened?
Well, we were all gung-ho, ready to play, and I was just talking with a buddy of mine, and we were just having a casual conversation. I was telling about Canada and how we're excited to go do it, and he's like, I hope nobody in your band has like a DUI or anything, because
no.
they won't let you into the country.
What?
A couple of my buddies tried to go up there for a fishing trip, and one of them had a DUI, and they wouldn't let him in, and all this. I'm like, oh, wow. I don't have a DUI, but I have a felony because I'm a bad boy. So I called the Canadian government and actually talked to them about it, my situation, and asked them, what I could do. And they essentially told me, hey, we're not going to let you into our country. Eh?
What the fuck?
So, it's weird. I mean, it's good that Canada is very
selective.
particular about who they let in their country. I mean, I didn't think anything of it at first because I had went on a vacation trip to Mexico, to Cabo last year. Not a problem,
Sorry. No, not
I had
a
a
problem.
passport,
You're going to
everything,
Mexico.
go to Mexico, not a problem. But you try to go to Canada with any kind of criminal record, and they look it up, and they won't let you in.
Damn.
Yeah. So I had to. I was pretty bummed out about that because, I was worried. Is my drummer going to be able to get time off work? My bass player going to make it? And we were all gung ho for it. And, I had the money. I was ready to buy their passports and everything. Like, let's fucking do this shit. It's not too often you win an opportunity like that. So I'm like, let's fucking do it. But you know,
Yeah.
shit happens.
Yeah.
It was a letdown, but so I wrote a song about it.
So what's that song again? We're gonna play it right now.
When Your Past Comes Back. It's not on our album. It's a single we put out. I put it out actually on my birthday.
And you can download that from where? Or
From our
listen to it?
website, EddyandtheArsons.com.
All right, here you go. When Your Past Comes Back by Eddy and the Arsons.
I wanted to rock the white north. Our rooms and flights were paid, but I couldn't get into the country, 'cause I got a felony. And if I tried to go, I would get stopped by the border patrol, and they would send me back home anyway. When your past comes back to haunt you, when you wish that you could make it go away, it's a matter of fact that you can't go back. No, you cannot change a thing. When your past comes back to haunt you, I wanna get high with Snoop Dogg and hang out in LA. I wanna go to clubs with celebrities and drink Cristal champagne. But if I tried to go, I would get stopped by the po-pos, and I'd be disappointed anyway. When your past comes back to haunt you, when you wish that you could make it go away, it's a matter of fact that you can't go back. No, you cannot change a thing. When your past comes back to haunt you. When your past comes back to haunt you, when you wish that you could make it go away, it's a matter of fact that you can't go back. No, you cannot change a thing. When your past comes back to haunt you.
Hey, I'm Dan. I play guitar.
Is Justin the vocalist?
Hey, I'm Corey. I also play guitar.
We are survivalists. You're on the Metal Experience.
And we are back once again with the Metal Experience. I am Morgan Danielle, sitting here with Charlie and Eddy from Eddy and the Arsons, and that was another awesome track that Eddy brought with him. This one only available on their website for you to listen to. It's called When Your Past Comes Back. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So what did you find, Eddy, doing this on your own to be the hardest part about starting up a project from scratch? That's everything based on what you want.
Well, the hardest part about, well, I mean, there's a lot to it, really. I mean, writing-wise, you know, it was all really, really new to me to write songs and produce and just, you know, do everything myself. It was a really weird thing to me, but it was cool because it was something new and exciting and something I've never done before. The hardest part was definitely just getting the sound out of my head and getting it, you know, onto the recording. I was never really an engineer. I did produce a song for Designing the Flaw when I was with them, and a band before that I produced a record and recorded it. But other than that, I hadn't really had too much experience recording rock stuff, but I had the means to do it. So I figured, what the hell, I might as well. I have the guitar, I got a bass, I got, this drum program, and I got vocal mics. So I'm just going to go ahead and write whatever I want and what I'm feeling and whenever I want. That's the best part about it, is the fact that, I don't have to depend on other people to write songs, and I can do it whenever I want, literally. If there's an idea in my head at 8 o'clock at night, I'll just go and start recording it then and there while it's in my mind, and start laying it down.
Absolutely. We'll take a pause on those thoughts for just a second, Eddie. We've got to catch up with Charlie on just a couple things that he's been finding lately. So, Charlie, what do you got for us this week?
Oh, snap.
I got a couple, some tour newses and some festivals coming up.
All right, well, hit us with the info.
I got Rockfest coming up in mid-July.
And where's that at?
That is in, I think you pronounce it, is it Cadott, Wisconsin?
Oh, Cudahy? Something like that.
Cudahy.
I know what you're talking
It's
about.
pronounced Cudahy.
Cudahy. There we
Cudahy.
go.
Cudahy, Wisconsin. Yeah.
Eddie knows best.
I dispatch for a living. I mean,
See? So there you go.
That is going to be July 12th to the 14th.
And who's playing on that?
Some of the big bands that are playing is Disturbed, Incubus, Godsmack, Rise Against, Hailstorm, Seven Dust, Red, and also Through Fire.
Okay. Awesome. They call it Rockfest for a reason.
And also Incubus is on tour. They started last Tuesday, February 20th. Started in Japan, stops in Cincinnati, Ohio for Bunbury Fest. And that's going to be June 1st to the 3rd.
Okay.
Some of the big bands that are playing is Blink-182, Dropkick Murphys, Third Eye Blind, Coity and Cambria. And their tour ends Friday, July 13th at Eagles Ballroom in Milwaukee.
Nice.
Through Fire is on tour, starts tomorrow in New Orleans, stops in Chicago Wednesday, March 28th at Bonham Lounge. And day before that on Metal Experience, we have Funeral Nation.
Ooh, there we go. Nice.
And their tour ends April 8th in Hampton.
It's okay. In Hampton.
Yep.
They can look it up.
And then got a couple local shows coming up this weekend.
Nice.
2 shows on Saturday. March 3rd, the Spot on Broadway, F and Epic, The Unlawful, and Venta Atmosphere.
Okay.
The show is at 7, and it's a free show.
Ooh, free's always good. And the second one?
The second one is Hard Rock Dissension at Q-Bar in Darien.
Nice.
Faith in the Fallen, Praise the Fallen, and Dragonfly Red.
Okay.
Doors at 7, show at 8.
Awesome.
And then Sunday, March 4th at The Forge. And the show is at 2 o'clock. It's Stone the Crow, Orinoco, What Lies Ahead, Bury Your Past, Bare Knuckle, Bullseye, and other bands that are playing.
I think our friends in shit. Why am I forgetting names all of a sudden? No, that's a huge show for a local showcase at the Forge, which is really awesome that they're Fool's Brew's playing as well. That's going to be a good show.
It's also nice that it starts at 2.
Yeah.
2 o'clock.
Yeah, because it's all ages. They got to start it early. Nice. Forge doing good things for the local scene again. Good to see out there. And then you brought a band this week, or do you have more tour news?
That's it. That's all I got for tour news.
So who did you bring this week to feature?
They're an unsigned band. They're
Okay.
called Americana.
And where are they from?
They're from Fox River Grove.
Okay.
That's between Barrington and Crystal Lake
Sweet.
area.
And what is the song that we're going to play tonight?
It's called Louisville Slugger.
Sweet. Here we go.
What's up, guys? I'm Anthony.
I'm Cody.
He's from Tom. And we're from Orinoco. Thanks for listening
to the Metal Experience.
Gonna get you to do that again, but just like, better.
To the Metal Experience.
That was great.
That's it. That's it.
Love it.
That's it.
Love it.
What's going on, guys? We just heard Louisville Slugger from Americana.
You remind me of Andrew WK a little bit.
They're punk/rock.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely got that vibe. So we're back with Eddy and the Arsons, our special guest for tonight. And we were talking a little bit about the Wall of Text album that Eddy brought with him. Speaking of which, the physical copy that you brought for us tonight, where can people get that from you? And then also, where do these awesome pictures on the album come from? Did you take them, or who designed it?
Yeah, I did all the album design art. A buddy of mine named Mike Costello came up with the logo. Badass artist. He did a great job with that. But the artwork itself was a photo I took of the Chicago River when I was at a show downtown at the House of Blues. So I just used that photo.
I was gonna say, isn't that right across the street from House of Blues?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looked familiar. I thought that too when I saw it. I was like, wait a minute. I know that.
Yeah, I was just going through photos I took, and I really liked that picture. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to use this for an album cover. It's pretty neat.
Yeah, absolutely. And the way that the lighting is on it, too, it looked like you did some editing to it to make it look like that.
Yeah, I played with it a little bit, you know.
Yeah. It's very cool. And the Eddy and the Arsons logo definitely looks very cartoonish. You should have a cartoon.
That would be great. That would be great. You know, no one's done that shit in a long time.
Yeah,
you
I know. That'd
the
be
Beatles,
awesome.
The Beatles used to do that with Yellow Submarine. Maybe we could do some new school punk rock shit.
For sure. Great. Let's do it. Who can animate Eddy and the Arsons? Hit them up on Facebook. Let them know.
Right.
There's a ton of awesome artistic people out there that I know you had the power to make his dreams come true.
That would be wonderful. Absolutely.
We still have plenty of music to play off this album. Let's do another twofer. What is a couple more tracks off the Wall of Text that you would like to play?
Let's go with Let It Go and Val's song.
All right. We'll talk about what those songs are about when we come back in. Here's more Eddy and the Arsons.
I got a girl who's always playing on her phone. Well, I got a girl who's not afraid to be alone. Well, I got a girl who doesn't want to do anything. was a dog. Betty was a dog. Betty was a dog. Betty was a dog. I don't know nothing except the fact. No, don't know nothing except the fact that Betty was a dog.
You're listening to the Metal Experience.
We've assembled a collection of bands who have drummers.
I do magic.
Oh, it's easy if you try, Dick. Now sit back and listen.
We are back. Once again, I am Morgan Danielle with Charlie. Luco still being a jerk and MIA. Sidetracked with lost friends upstairs. I don't know. Somebody showed up to the bar that he hasn't seen in forever that just moved back from Oregon. And he insisted on telling this guy to come out. Oh, hey, I've got a Soundgarden and Metallica tape to give you. And then typical Luco gets caught up in conversation. He forgets everything else going on around him.
Went to go up and show. He went upstairs to show him his plaque, and then
Never came back.
Yep.
Jerk.
Once you go plaque, you never come back. I guess.
Well, in typical punk fashion, these songs have been really quick, but really awesome.
Yeah.
I'm hearing a lot of Green Day. I don't know if you find that as an insult. I really like Green Day, but like, I don't know. Do they influence you? Do you like them? Damn it.
Yeah. No, I'm not offended at all. Green Day is a great band. Well, when I first started playing guitar was around the time when Dookie got real big.
Yeah.
So a lot of, subliminal influence, I guess, came from that as well. That was a part of my punk rock findings when I, started making music years back. That kind of goes to tell my age a little. But, they're all really talented musicians, so I have nothing, I have no offense to that statement at all.
What band would surprise people that you're a huge fan of?
What band would surprise people that I am a huge fan?
Yeah, like somebody that wouldn't guess that you would enjoy listening to, or something out of the norm, or a treasure that you listen to that you really enjoy, that people wouldn't think that you would enjoy.
Oh, man, I listen to all kinds of shit. I really love Radiohead and Muse. And
Muse is so talented.
I like a lot of that British rock stuff. It stemmed from the Beatles. I love the Beatles. I really love all kinds of music. From anywhere from pop punk to death metal. And everything in between, and just weird indie music and weird electronic stuff. I love drum and bass and EDM too. Most people don't know, but I actually was a DJ and used to spin drum and bass for a while.
Nice.
Nice. I used to MC and rap
What
while I spun
what
records.
was your DJ and rap name?
I was Mr. Ito.
Mr. Ito?
Yeah, and I got to perform as an MC at a Soundbar once, right underneath Metro.
Nice.
That's pretty sweet.
Played a couple raves and shit. Really good times.
Nice. Now, Eddy and the Arsons, when did you guys officially start?
I started writing the record in April of 2017. I finished at the end of May and the beginning of June. And it was right around the time that I finished up the record is when I actually formed a band to play live. So I had all the songs, and they were eager to learn them with me and help me present them, as a band, as opposed to just a recording, which is a totally different ball game, really. Mm-hmm. Going from just a studio project and to bring it to life is something that much more amazing. Performing the songs as well, especially on my end, that I've just been a singer and have hadn't really played guitar and sang, in a band, let alone play guitar. Mm-hmm. So it's a lot of fun and a great learning experience to be able to do that.
And the live shows that you guys have played, how many have you had the opportunity
We've only played 3 shows so far. We had the opportunity to play a couple more. We were booked on one show that got canceled last minute, and then there was the Canada opportunity that we couldn't do. But so far, only 3 shows. The first 2 shows were with our first drummer, and then we just played on the South Chicago Social Club a couple weeks ago with our new drummer, test the waters out, and it went really well, so had a great time.
And what shows, if any, do you have coming up?
Nothing yet. I'm working on getting some stuff booked. That's kind of the new ball game for me as well. I've never really tried to book a punk rock band before. I've always been in a metal band, for the past couple years, and I didn't really handle the booking. The band I was in before that, which was like a real eclectic rock band called Early April. I did all the booking for that band, but that was years ago, so none of the people that I dealt with back then when I was booking that band are still booking now. So it's difficult in the sense that I'm just trying to reach out to new avenues and outlets and find out my ways to get into venues and to meet other bands and connect with them as well. Where I'm at on the south side is real close to the Northwest Indiana scene, and there really is not much for punk rock in that area at all. So it's kind of hard in that respect too, just because there's not too many where I'm at. But I know that there is still a huge love for punk rock in Chicago. I'm just trying to get my way in with those bands and those people, and
you definitely will. Your sound is awesome. I mean, it's not like, I don't know, punk rock from what it is now to what it was back then. You definitely fit somewhere in the middle where you can hear your old school influences mixed with your own unique sound, and it's because of your voice too. Like your band originally, when they had asked you to sign on because of your voice, it is super unique. So I definitely think that there's a lot of opportunity for you in the punk rock scene in Chicago for sure. Northwest Indiana just has to get their heads out of their butts and play more punk rock.
I'm working on it. It's definitely weird too, because in designing the Flaw, I did very little to no singing whatsoever. It was mostly just screaming and growling and all that fun stuff that really, really heavy metal bands do.
I actually never got to see.
Oh, designing the Flaw was so good.
Yeah, if I showed you and played them for you, you'd be like, wait,
you would have never guessed that was
the same
Eddy.
dude?
No, you definitely wouldn't.
He
would wear a mask and...
I was actually here with the Experience when...
Designing the Flaw?
When they were on, but you weren't here.
No, I was here.
He was.
Were you?
Yep. Yeah. It's okay.
I don't remember that.
It was a while ago.
It was a while ago.
Yeah, we tend to forget with how many guests we have on, everybody that comes every single week, sometimes
sure.
for
hard to
guests.
track.
I was actually supposed to see you guys at Underground Lounge when Hot Dang was playing, but you guys... I think I heard that you guys got double booked or something.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
And that you guys played there and then loaded up right away and they had to go to, like, Indiana or something.
Yeah.
Wrong venue.
No, we did that. I can't remember where it was in Indiana. I think it might have been Michigan or something. We did a lot of that stuff.
Something like
in
that.
Designing the Flaw, we were crazy. We would go and play one show,
up
go
and play
on
another.
at 7, load up, pack up, and then drive, an hour or two somewhere else and go play again that same night. And
I was actually really excited to see you guys. Then I found out that you guys left already. I was like,
no.
crap.
I should have got there earlier, man. Doors open at 6, bruh. First band goes on at 7.
I was riding with Holly.
Oh.
That's why. Blame it on Holly. Well, I definitely want to hear some more punk rock. Let's go on. And you said you had another couple tracks that were released online only. And we do have those as well. What are those 2 tracks that we haven't played yet?
Well, it's just the one. That's the cover, the
yes.
cover I did that started it all.
And what is that called?
It's So Hard to Say Goodbye to Yesterday. It's old Motown song redone by Boys to Men and then redone by Eddy and the Arsons.
Ooh. All right. Well, let's go into a cover song because those are always awesome to hear your rendition of a classic. So here is Eddy and the Arsons covering Boys to Men.
How do I say goodbye to what we had? The good times that made us laugh, outweigh the bad. I thought we'd get to see forever, but forever's gone away. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. I don't know where this road is going to lead. All I know is where we've been, what we've been through. If we get to see tomorrow, I hope it's worth all the wait. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. And I'll take with me the memories to be my sunshine after rain. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. And I'll take with me the memories to be my sunshine after rain. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday.
Hey, this is Pete.
Tanner?
Zach. Pat.
And we're Bloodletter, and you're listening to The Metal Experience.
And we are back with the Metal Experience. Once again, I am Morgan Danielle with Charlie. And finally,
Chuck. Finally, local Blaze decided to show up.
It's not that I decided to show up. I was here the whole time.
He was tied up.
I was just tied up.
Literally.
Literally.
Someone had him tied up in the back room.
They touched me. I'll show you on the doll where they touched me. Actually, I'll just tell you, it was in the pee-pee area.
well, we just heard
Charles, they touched my wiener.
Eddy and the Arsons covering Boys to Men. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. So tell us how you chose that song out of all the songs you could possibly cover.
Out of all the Boys to Men songs, you had... that was the winner.
I always loved that song, and it struck a particular chord because a friend of a close friend had passed away because of a heroin overdose, and we went to her funeral, and that song just happened to come on the radio when we were going home from the funeral, and it brought me to tears, and I was like, I'm going to fucking cover this song. I just love this song, and I love to sing it, and it just ended up coming out punk rock when I got to the studio, and was like, hell yeah, this is cool. I'm going to make a punk record.
So it's your tribute to them.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I really
And it was
liked
very pretty. Your version was very pretty.
Oh, thanks. That's so sweet of you.
And where can everyone find that? Because that's not actually on the CD.
Just go to eddyandthearsons.com. Yeah, it's available there and on our Reverb Nation page, but eddyandthearsons.com is easier to find.
And that's a free download for...
Free download.
Hey-o.
Now, the Wall of Text album has been out almost a year now. Do you have another album in the works currently?
Yeah. I don't have a title for my next record yet, but I am about 6 songs in so
Nice.
far. It's pretty cool.
How many
Pretty
you
cool.
plan on
Yeah, how long do you want it to
I'm
be?
gonna put out another full length. I think the next one's gonna be 12 or 13 songs as opposed to 10 though. Just because I have so much more material I'm working on. It's just insane. Inspiration is everywhere.
We never got into what Let It Go and Val's song, what those songs were about.
Let It Go is it's about my bitch ass wife.
Whoa.
No, I love her to death. But I was writing a song and was coming up with the music and the melody, and I had the chorus, and it was just in conversation with my wife about my record and how everything's just inspiring me, and she's like, "Well, I am giving you a pass to write a song. You could talk shit about me.
Oh my God.
As much as you want." And it's for that pass, I was pretty good. I could have went so much worse with it. But
how bad is your wife to you?
Oh no, she's great. But see, that's the thing. She gave me the pass. She's like, "I'm surprised. It wasn't that bad." I'm like, "Well, but
it could have been worse.
It's not that bad. You're not that bad of a wife, so I don't really got too much to complain about." But yeah, so that song's about her in retrospect, in essential. And then Val's song is for a friend of mine named Val. Her dog had passed away, and she's just like a big supporter of me when I was writing all these songs and everything for the album. And she's like, make a song for me, and I don't care what you say as long as you say that Betty was a dog. So I'm like, I got you, girl. I got you. So I wrote Val's song in tribute to the late and great Betty, who was a beautiful, beautiful dog, by the way.
Aww. You're so thoughtful. Writing songs about people.
And their puppies.
I love people. There's a song on the record about my puppy, too.
Which one's that?
It's called Oh Sweetness.
Is Sweetness the name of the dog?
Yeah. Yeah.
After Walter Payton?
No. Well, that was the dog's name when we adopted her. Our dog had passed away, and we were dying inside, not having a dog around, and we really missed our dog. So my wife went to the shelter, and she got a beautiful little black and white pit bull to replace our other pit bull who had passed, and her name was Sweetness, and she is one scary-looking and sounding dog. When she first brought her home, I was like, "Oh, she is so cute." But then when she growled, it was like, "Holy shit, she's gonna eat my fucking face off, dude!" Like, holy shit! Like, there's times when I come in at night and I'll open the door and it's dark and I'll hear, I'm like, "Don't fucking eat me!" And
it's Papa.
It's me. But yeah, she's a good dog. But I wrote a song about her. Most people don't realize that it's about a dog. Most people think that's the song about my wife, but it's actually about my dog.
Ooh, well, that's a good transition. Here's a song about a dog called Oh Sweetness, more Eddy and the Arsons.
When I first saw you, I was afraid of what you could do. But then I looked into your eyes, and then I knew that you were mine. Oh, sweetness, you're the one I want to call my own. Oh, sweetness, can
Hi, we're my lean chick. Don't fight us on the Metal Experience. Stuff, metal, docking, and banquet chickens.
Social media and
And we just heard "Oh Sweetness" by Eddy and the Arsons. That was off of the CD.
See,
Wall
Morgan?
of Text. Good
It's
job,
it's
Morgan.
about
Did we
people
get the
no
background
longer
story about
socializing
how you
with
came
their
up with Wall of
peers
Text?
because they're
They're
stuck.
staring at
Please,
a wall of
very
fucking
fresh
text
on their phones, on their
Well, it's
computers.
not just
Computers,
text, though. Isn't it also
Hold on.
videos?
Social media and videos.
It's also videos of puppies.
But it's all text and binary at the end of the day.
If you control Alt.
It's
Binary.
in needing of being in the reality and not just like that, Eddie.
Just well, I mean, how else are you gonna get to the videos of the puppies? You gotta keep scrolling through the
That
text to get through the puppy videos to get to them.
This sounds like a problem that no one should have.
Trying to watch puppy videos all day? I love having that problem.
And then there's kitty videos.
Kitty cats? Yeah, there's little kitty cats videos. I like those too. Do you not?
Kitty cats in the front room.
Morgan's shaking her head. Do you not like little puppy videos?
I do.
You not like little kitty cat videos?
I do. But
What about the videos about the
I
lovables?
deleted
Oh, no,
Facebook
those are
off
low.
my phone for the purpose of I don't want that to be a distraction anymore. If I want to log onto it, I physically have to go onto the internet, log in, and that is just annoying.
Like on a computer?
No, like if I want to go on my phone, I have to go like on an internet browser and log in that way, and then I hate it because it doesn't run the same, so I get off of it because it sucks. And that's all I
That's
got.
because you have too hard of a time finding puppy videos.
No, I can go on YouTube for that. But anyway, we're back with Metal Experience. I'm Morgan Danielle with Luco Blaze, and it's about that time for a hey, look what I found.
A puppy video?
Now it's time for
Hey man, look what I found!
Only on the Metal Experience.
All right, this week, just like every week, brought to you by our friends at Imprint Recordings. Your music, your imprint. Visit imprintrecordings.com for more information for all your recording needs. This week, we have all the way from Pamiande Paca, France. If I'm pronouncing that correctly, the band is called Dismay. And
No.
From Dismay. Sorry, the band is called From Dismay. And the tracks are The Descent, which was released on February 10th, which is the second single. Oh, no, the one track is, again, The Descent, released on February 10th, the second single off the upcoming album, Black Dawn. Morgan, let's do it!
There is a creature alive today who has survived millions of years of evolution without change, without passion, and without logic. It lives to kill. A mindless eating machine. It will attack and devour anything. It is as if God created the devil and gave him jaws.
Hi, this is Tony,
Ari,
Q, and Pat. We are Caduce, and you're listening to The Metal Experience.
All right, like always, again, that segment is brought to you by Imprint Recordings, your music, your imprint. Visit imprintrecordings.com for all your recording needs. That was the band From Dismay from France with the song The Descent, which was just released February 10th, and it's actually the second single off the upcoming album Black Dawn. So check them out, From Dismay from France. And I am Luke Blaze with Morgan Danielle. We are rocking out here with Eddy and the Arsons. We're rocking out here with Eddy from Eddy and the Arsons. Woohoo! The Eddy, the one and only. Morgan?
You took my line. I was going to say that. But anyway.
You can still say it.
I can?
Right now.
The one and only Eddy from Eddy and the Arsons.
Oh, guys, you're going to make me blush. Oh, jeez. Oh, gee golly. Gee willikers.
So for those that want to get in contact with you for playing shows, what would be the best contact?
You can hit us up on our Facebook or on Reverb Nation or just email me through our website. I handle all that stuff, and I will get back to you as soon as possible.
That sounded like a cell phone message.
I know, right?
You've reached Eddy and the Arsons.
You have reached Eddy and the Arsons, where they're always waiting to take you over the edge. Leave your credit card number followed by the # now. Or for hot one-on-one action, go to our website at www.eddyandthearsons.com.
You have a good radio voice. You should do voiceovers.
I liked all of that.
For Eddy and the Arson, the cartoon, coming soon.
That's right. The animated series.
Yeah. Don't worry. An animator will hear this and be contacting you shortly.
That would be amazing.
I think it would be. He's got the perfect logo for it, don't you think, Luco?
I like the logo.
I think it's awesome.
It's like, it reminds me of
a cartoon.
No. Like Leave It to Beaver. Right? Leave It to Beaver. I'm going to look up what Leave It to Beaver looks like.
Okay.
I had someone say it reminded him of the I Love Lucy.
Oh, that too.
I Love Lucy.
I can see that.
I'm gonna look both of them up.
So this could be either with Eddie and the Arsons, and I know that you've only played a few shows with them, but have you ever had an embarrassing moment on stage?
Yeah. I've had plenty of embarrassing moments on stage. Every show I've played so far in Eddie and the Arsons, I've been really drunk, and it's been great. But
That's
no,
punk
I'm
rock.
kidding. That's punk rock for you. No, I'm kidding. Well, no, I mean I have been a little drunk, but that's besides the point. No, throughout the years, I've had quite a few embarrassing moments.
Please tell me every single one.
Every single one. Okay. Well, the first time I sang on stage, I was 4 years old, and I performed the Super Bowl shuffle with a live band at a bar.
That's awesome.
But I didn't remember all the words.
We're not here.
So I was
start no trouble.
kind of
We're
embarrassed
the
because
Super Bowl shuffle.
I didn't remember all the words, but everybody said I knew all the words when I was singing it. I was just getting down. I was like 4. I'm jamming out like, hell yeah, dude. I'm on stage with a band. I can only see as high as the fucking kick drum, but I'm with a band on stage right now. This is great. I've fallen off stages a couple times. I wear glasses, and I have had quite a few of them fall off my face and get stomped on at shows.
Stomped on?
Yeah, either accidental or purpose. I don't know. But yeah,
during Eddie and the Arsons?
No,
or previous bands.
Previous bands.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. No, nothing. I haven't had enough shows in Eddie and the Arsons to really have any moments yet.
And glasses aren't cheap, so
no.
You get them stomped on, and you're like, well, it looks like I'm walking home because I can't see.
Yeah, pretty much. Or hey, I'm gonna try and finagle some weird shit with some duct tape and some Band-Aids and
Band-Aids
and rubber bands and paper clips and whatever shit you could find to rig it so you can make it work for a couple days.
You said I Dream of Jeannie, right?
Did you used to wear glasses underneath the
Love
mask
Lucy.
and designing the
Oh, I
flaw
Love
when you were
Lucy.
on stage?
No.
No, that was without
I
glasses.
Love Lucy.
Not yeah. I couldn't wear glasses underneath the masks. They would get all fogged up. But I think there was a couple times where I might have almost fallen off the stage in designing the flaw because I couldn't really see too well.
How blind are you?
I'm pretty fucking blind, man. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm pretty.
And I don't
blind,
have
too.
contacts, so when I was wearing masks with designing the flaw, I really couldn't see a damn thing. But it made it easier to throw down. You know, I can't see shit anyway.
I can't see shit.
Down, you know?
Is that what the song Breakdown is about on your CD? Or Where's Waldo?
No, Where's Waldo is... I wrote that song when Chris Cornell died. That song is really about my own personal struggles with depression and, hearing about Chris Cornell and all that, and then, a couple months later with Chester, depression is really serious, and it is real, and it is out there, and, we've all have known somebody or have had struggles of our own with it. So I was real inspired by Chris Cornell to write Where's Waldo, thinking about depression, and Where's Waldo is kind of like a poetic sense for someone that's kind of alone and they're hard to spot in a crowd. It's hard to spot somebody who is suffering from depression in a crowd of people. So that's kind of where I came up with that title for that. And then Breakdown is I wouldn't necessarily say that's about depression as much as it is just when you're like real stressed out about life and everything around you in general, and you just feel like your head's gonna fucking explode, So that song's about that moment where you feel like, I'm on the verge of a fucking breakdown here,
So you use the music as an outlet to the soul.
Pretty much. I mean, that's the one thing that sets the Eddy and the Arsons project aside from any other project to me that I've ever been involved in, is that all of the songs on the record or that I write and record all have a very significant meaning and a very significant inspiration behind the words. Other songs I may have written in the past might not have had such personal meaning as the words I'm writing now with what I'm doing.
And with Eddy and the Arsons, it's all you. It's all you.
Pretty much. Well, on a new record, my bass player is going to be recording his own bass lines. He recorded the bass on When Your Past Comes Back, and he recorded backup harmonies on What's Happening to Me, which is the first track on our album here.
But not just recording, the writing-wise, you write all the music, all the lyrics.
Yeah.
It's all you, and then it's
the
like
beats, the
beats,
music, everything. It's all basically my vision.
So when coming up with the name, the two other members of the band are the Arsons. Who were the Arsons before the Arsons?
The Arsons before the Arsons were me.
It was just you. I'm a one-man gang. I'm Eddy, and I'm the Arsons.
We'll see. Is my last name is Larson. I just dropped the L off my last name.
Boom.
And, kind of like with Arson Wills from Designing the Flaw.
Oh, I like it.
Everything I do has some weird, fucked up, hidden, secretive meaning behind it. But that's just how I roll.
How I roll. How he rolls, motherfuckers.
Well, let's go ahead and play Where's Waldo and break down back to back and play some more Eddy and the Arsons. Here we go.
Smile on my face tries to hide.
And now, back to the metal experience.
Did you say hookers and blow?
No, I said the metal experience.
That's not nearly as good.
All right, we just heard Where's Waldo, and then we heard Breakdown, and that was another twofer by Eddy and the Arsons. I am Luke Blaze with Morgan Danielle, and we're rocking out here with Eddy from Eddy and the Arsons. Yeah. So, Eddy, it's still the beginning of 2018, and you don't currently have any shows lined up. You're open to playing some, though.
Definitely.
Correct. Okay,
Yeah,
many.
I'm working right now on trying to get some shows lined up. Also working on a follow-up record, another full-length album, and working on hopefully getting a couple of videos out this year, too.
Ooh. Some videos to the stuff off of Wall of Text, or some videos up of the new stuff?
Well, a little bit of both. I want to hit... I still would like to make a video for one or two songs from Wall of Text, but I also want to make a video for some of the newer stuff before the album drops to kind of help promote before the record drops,
and
type
then,
of thing.
Do you have a rough ETA of when you would expect the new CD to come out?
The new album, I'm shooting for sometime around June.
June, okay.
Yeah.
That's coming up real quick.
Yeah, well, I did this, the Wall of Text, I did that in 2 months.
Okay.
So I'm already halfway through.
You mean like writing, recording,
mixing,
mastering, all that 2 months?
2 months.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and I'm about 6 songs in on the new record already.
And
so
you're
I
looking
got
to
a
do
really good head start. So I'm looking to do
another
about
5 or 6.
Another 6.
Okay,
at least.
And then artwork and stuff. Any concepts right now? Thinking of?
I got a couple ideas. I did have one idea that, and I actually had the artwork and everything, and then I just decided to scrap it because it wasn't really what I wanted to do. But I got a couple other ideas that I'm working on.
So everything completely mixed, mastered, recorded, written, and then released. You're looking at hopefully June-ish.
Yeah, hopefully
2018.
Hopefully June.
And then some music videos. And what about the rest of the year? Then just playing shows and
yeah, playing shows and getting drunk.
Getting drunk. Oh my goodness, fun. So it's gonna be got a hell of a year in front of you, brother.
Trying. I've just got to get them shows down,
Now, how many shows have you guys played?
We've only played 3 so far.
3 so far? Okay.
We've in all fairness, we've only been a band since June. June, like late June, is when I finally first started being able to bring the songs to life. Had our first show in September. We had another show in October.
And then when was the CD released?
It was released July 1st was the official release.
So wait,
date
but when did you start then?
I started. I started recording it in the beginning of April.
Okay.
And I finished it by like the beginning of June.
And then got the band members and showed them, hey, this is. How did you find the rest of those guys?
Well, both of them were old bandmates of mine.
Okay.
My bass player, a guy named Adam, he was a guitar player for a band I was in called Early April. And this was years back. We were in a band together for quite a few years. Got real great chemistry. He's an amazing musician. And we had sang harmonies together in that band, and our voices worked really well together. So I was like, if I can get anybody else out there to sing backup harmonies with me, I'd rather it be this guy.
Yeah.
And the bass player from that band, Early April, was my original drummer for Eddy and the Arsons. He was like, hey, you want to start a band, come by, bring your stuff by. I'll play the drums for you. I'm like, can you play punk drums, dude? I'm used to you playing bass, But he's like, yeah, come by, bring Adam, we'll jam. I'm like, cool, fuck it,
So it just kind of fell together.
It did. And then Jason, the drummer, he had to leave the band around November. He decided he couldn't do it no more. And I still wanted to keep going, so I got a new drummer, a guy named Jonas. He just joined the band at the beginning of this year. We just played our first show with him a couple weeks ago, and so far so good with that. So the only difficult thing is both of the guys in my band now are in other bands, so this is kind of like a secondary thing for them. But at least I get to have the chance to be able to go out and perform my songs live.
And now with this band, you've been in other bands in the past and everything. Have you ever done a punk rock solo? Not solo, a punk rock like project?
Well, my very, very first band when I was in 8th grade was kind of punk rock. It was just me playing guitar and yelling, and a buddy of mine playing drums, another friend playing bass, and but it was just.
What was the name of your 8th grade punk rock band?
What were we called? We went through a couple. We couldn't decide on a name. I think we were Pogo Slam for a little while.
Pogo Slam.
Pogo Slam. I think that's the only name that really sticks out to me. Yeah, it was short lived. We didn't ever play any shows. It didn't go any farther than our drummer's basement, but it was good times. But yeah, I mean, other than that, I've been in mostly metal, hardcore bands. The band Early April that I was in was like alternative rock, psychedelic, experimental, jam band kind of stuff. And then, I was in a band called Air of Scorpio, and that was like a real pop rock kind of band, like power pop rock.
Now, in all these bands, did you do vocals in?
I was always a vocalist.
Okay.
Just a vocalist. I would always throw in my 2 cents with the songwriting process and might lend a riff here and there. but I was just always the vocalist.
And you've never played guitar in a band before?
No.
This is your first rodeo?
Yeah. After all these years, I find it's, I'm just gonna pick up a guitar and play and sing.
Did you already know what you were doing though with the guitar, or you just?
Yeah, I had a general idea.
Okay.
I mean, I wouldn't say I'm the best guitar player out there, but I'm definitely learning every day. I play and I keep learning new things, and I just love it. I never really. I mean, I always had a guitar, and I would fuck around here and there, but now it's become more a part of me.
Yeah.
And essentially, I just wanted to write something. I got tired of waiting on bandmates, to get together to write songs, to jam, and I was like, you know what? I'm tired of fucking waiting on other people. I'm just gonna write my own shit.
Now it's all on you.
I looked over and dusted off my guitar, and I was like, all right, I just want to sing something. So here we go.
There you go. Fuck yeah. Well, you know what? We never even played the first track off of Wall of Text. So why don't we go ahead and play the first track? So this is what's opening up the CD. Usually we play this one first. I wasn't here, so I don't know why we didn't, but let's do it. The first track is called What's Happening to Me. And you know what? Before we play it, what's that song about?
It's about getting old.
Okay. I always like to do that before you play the song, because then you kind of got, okay, well, this is what the song is about. And then when you listen to it, you kind of like, oh, now I know the story of what the song is about, That's just me. And I also think it's kind of cool when we ask that question, because it really, especially with like metal bands and stuff, you ask that question and metal bands are like, it's all rah, 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 rah. Not all of it, but and then you're like, well, what is that song about? And they're like, all right, this is actually about the downfall of humanity into the blah, 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 the abyss of, it's like they get into crazy stuff, and it's like, but listening to it, like, you really gotta decipher,
Gotta really listen to hear what the hell they're saying.
But I don't know. It's kind of, you just kind of get the background, because everyone's got different writing styles, different writing processes, different lyrical ideas, and everyone's brain, it works differently. So it's just kind of cool to get the little background before we actually listen to the song and what it's about. So
yeah, with Eddy and the Arsons, my lyric writing approach is very different from all the other bands I've ever been in. Only in the sense that everything that I write is very honest and very just from the heart. Some of the songs are just painfully honest to me, but it was kind of hard writing some of these lyrics in that sense, just because how vulnerable I felt inside expressing, these feelings, even though, you might hear it and think, oh, it's just some pop punk bullshit, you know. If you actually listen to some of the stuff I'm talking about, it's very personal to me and very honest.
Well, sweet. All right, let's do it. The first track, the opening track off of Wall of Text. This is What's Happening to Me. Morgan, spin that shit.
Every day I wake up tired. Leaving coffee doesn't help. I wanna set my alarm on fire, but I know that it wouldn't end too well. Would somebody please just help me? I can't quite explain what's happening to me.
I am Mike.
Hi, I'm Mark.
We are Polarities.
You're listening to the Metal Experience, motherfucker.
We're back. I'm Morgan Danielle with Luco Blaze. We are still hanging out with Eddy, the one and only from Eddy and the Arsons.
The only Eddy in Eddy.
Only Eddy.
I am the only Eddy in Eddy and the Arsons.
And that was the first track off of the album, wait for it, Wall of Text. And that was called What's Happening to Me.
Thanks, Morgan.
You're welcome.
All right, what else you got, Morgan?
Okay. Well, we are winding down our time for the show today, and I do have just a couple announcements just to remind you of what's going on still with the local scene. Charlie mentioned some shows.
Hook it up with a sticker, Morgan.
Some shows happening, going on at the Forge and the Spot on Broadway. There are also a couple other shows going on that I wanted to mention, so we didn't forget. Our friends and Sons of Ra on Thursday, March 1st, are opening up a show at Reggie's in Chicago with Stu Hom, the bassist for Steve Vai and Joe Satriani. And for those that mention the Metal Experience at their merch table, we'll get a special merch package, I guess, is what they were wanting to do. So hit up Sons of Ra for more information and go to their table at their show and support your local scene. Also, our friends in Pangea are going on a small little binge of shows within a week, happening starting on March 31st in Chicago at Damien's Den. They're going to be on tour with Quiet Kind. They're going to be playing Waukegan, and then Omaha, Nebraska, Cedar Rapids, Appleton, Wisconsin, Milwaukee, and La Crosse. And that's all within a week. So hit them up on their Facebook page for those tour dates. And our friends in Dead Eyes Always Dreaming just announced that they're going to Europe to play with 6 Feet Under.
They couldn't do that in the States?
Fucking awesome. So be sure to watch their Facebook page for updates on that awesome opportunity happening for them. That's awesome. They're real good guys from Michigan. So
that's where they're from, Michigan?
Mm-hmm.
I thought they're from somewhere down south. Okay.
Nope.
If their tour goes to Canada, hopefully none of them have any criminal records.
Yeah.
That's all.
Tickets are on sale right now at kickstandproductions.net for Blood Letters album release show at the Subterranean, happening March 31st downstairs with Warforged and one other band that
Who is it?
Typical black metal fashion. I can not read their name. But yes, Bloodletter Under the Dark Mark CD release show. It's going to be fucking awesome. We're going to be there. Can't wait. Bloodletter has an awesome album out. You can hear that on our website under the past guest profile. Bloodletter's interview with us earlier this month was fantastic, as usual.
Morgan, there's a video of Morgan smashing a cupcake into her face.
I was peer pressured.
She was.
It was an awful experience. I almost choked to death. Also going on this weekend.
Ear pressure.
Ear quotations over here.
Ear quotations. At Mighty Mix Pub and Cafe in Crown Point, Indiana, The Forms They Take is going to be playing. That's Luco's band. They're going to be playing with Spineless, Heartless, Bastards Asylum, Prey of Misfortune, Scarson, and Angelo Cantor, which is an acoustic rock band. It's $6, 21 and up. Show starts at 6:30. So if you're around the area, do that. And for those going or interested in still seeing if there is availability, Sugar Records in Chicago is having an Andrew WK signing in their store for the new album. I will be down there. I can't wait. It's going to be awesome.
When is that?
That is Sunday, March 4th at Sugar Records in Chicago at 1 p.m.
Sugar? S-H-U-G-A?
Yes. So I will be posting pictures. Hopefully he takes a picture with me because that would be pretty fucking awesome.
Andrew WK is a pretty cool dude.
He is. He's very sincere.
And he's very intelligent.
He is. And all of his messages are very uplifting. He's got a lot of
And
positivity.
he's been wearing the same white shirt and
he
white
does wear the same white shirt and white
jeans
jeans
for the past since 2001.
Yeah, still rocking it. So that's what's going on. Next week we're going to be welcoming on our show Gorfinage. Jenny Holland, her husband is Steve Holland of Gorfinage. Jenny does some of our writing for the reviews from the Crypt and Q&A sessions, the blog chat that we have on our website. So she'll be coming down, and we're going to interview the comedic thrash death metal band Gorfinage. It's going to be a good time. So everybody is welcome to always come out to Fitz Spare Keys
Is that how
in
they have
Elmhurst.
it listed? The comedic?
Comedy thrash. I'm saying comedic.
That's what they have it listed as comedy thrash?
Something like that. Yeah. Yeah, Fitz's Spare Keys in Elmhurst. We're always out here Tuesday nights, 8 p.m. till around 10:30, 11. It's all ages, and it's always free. So support your scene and make sure that you check out our website for all of our upcoming guests. Our Facebook page is all the event pages for the next few guests that we have coming up. Actually, I think I'm up through August or September right now with the guests. So you should know well in advance who's coming on our show now. That's progress. And we ordered new stickers.
Oh, yeah. Sorry,
got new
Eddie,
stickers coming.
Morgan, I was like, Morgan, what happened to these fucking stickers? She's
I'm
like,
sorry.
I found them.
I found them in my room.
They're the last ones we have. I was like,
I'll
what?
give you more. Just take up
No, they're just
the beat up stickers.
There's a couple of just beat the fuck
It's
up
okay.
stickers. Where did you find those?
Under my bed.
You have under the bed stickers. They're not all beat up. Just
No.
like
They've just been a little battered. It's
seriously,
okay.
like,
I'll give you better
Morgan,
ones later.
What the fuck is this?
Uh-huh.
There's one that looks like she crumpled it up and then straightened it back out. And she's like, here you go.
This one right here?
Is it? There's one that looks like it was beat
It's
the
total
fuck
punk
up.
rock. Shut up.
Yeah, that's pretty punk rock, right?
Yeah. Just shows some love.
Just those ones. The other ones are regular. They're not from under Morgan's bed.
No, they all.
Oh, they are?
Yeah.
Morgan, you bum.
Well, we want to thank Eddie for coming out and showing us Eddie and the Arsons.
And you've got a fridge, right? at
Thank
home?
you guys for having me
this
come out.
There's
and show
seriously,
you.
the album Wall of Text is phenomenal. Pick up your physical copy and make sure to keep a lookout for Eddie and the Arsons' newest album coming out
or download
this
the
summer.
Boys to Men.
Download all of the tracks
The
from
Boys to Men
Bandcamp
cover.
and off of the interwebs on their website.
We also the album is also available on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify.
See, they made it readily available for all of you
all that
everywhere.
good stuff.
Heyo.
You just Google Eddie and the Arsons, and you find a plethora of things.
Ooh, a plethora.
plethora.
I didn't know I was going to
said
hear
that.
that word
That's
tonight.
the word of the
Plethora.
day, folks.
Plethora.
We still have 2 tracks though to play off of the album to go out listening to at the end of the night. So what are those last 2 tracks that we have get to play?
Wait, Morgan, hold on 1 second. Don't forget to check out Those Dirty Thieves and Interdependence. They open the show tonight, those tracks by them. And the unsigned band pick from France this week, or the Hey Look What I Found, I should say, band pick from the week is from Dismay from France. Check them out also. Morgan, sorry, take it away.
The last 2 tracks, Eddie, that we're going to hear tonight.
We got I Dream of You and One You Thought You Loved.
And what are these songs about?
I Dream of You, I wrote that one. One night I had a nightmare that my daughter was crossing the street and got hit by a semi. And it really fucked me up because it seemed real. It was one of those dreams that just seems like so
that sounds like a nightmare.
fucking real. Yeah, it was one of those dreams that it just seemed so real and woke me up in the middle of the night, and I just flipped out, lost my shit, and took me a little while to realize, okay, it was just a dream. All right, I need to go back to sleep. So I wrote the song I Dream of You about that experience. And then One You Thought You Loved is a song I wrote about whether it be like a breakup or that person that you really love that just constantly fucks you over. The song's kind of about that person, you know, how you have that one that just constantly fucks you over, and yet you're still hanging around them, and then when they're finally gone, you're like.
In the song, do you do that?
That's how he ends it. No, I'm kidding.
The CD ends.
Maybe it is in there, but I have it so low that you can't hear it.
All right, so open your eardrums,
Subliminal
everyone.
For a
shit.
big sigh. So here we go. The last two tracks that we're going to play tonight from Eddy and the Arsons. Here are I Dream of You and One You Thought You Loved. See you next week. Good night. And thank you once again to Eddy.
Thank you.
Last night, there's something I had seen. Something that I wish that I could erase from deep within my memory. When I saw you in my dreams, you were right there next to me, but you were dying in my arms. About all of the things that I said and done with you when you were here with me. When I saw you in my dreams, you were right there next to me, but you were dying in my arms, and it really messed me up inside. It woke me from a dead ass sleep in the middle of the night and put my face in my hands and cried. When I saw you in my dreams, you were right there next to me, but you were dying in my So when I saw you in my dreams, you were right there next to me, but you were dying in my arms. Violated, so frustrated, irritated by the one you